Welcome to our channel. The Thinking Cosmos. What came before the Big Bang? Was there really nothing? And if so, who or what created this nothing? This is not just a scientific question, but a philosophical and even spiritual one. Today we dive deep into the greatest cosmic mystery, the origin of our universe, the true nature of nothingness, and what science and philosophy together have to say about it. According to modern cosmology, our universe began around 13.8 billion years ago with what we call the Big Bang. This was not just a single explosion of matter, it was the sudden, rapid expansion of space and time itself. Imagine space as a rubber sheet, stretched out in every direction. The galaxies, the stars, the planets, and even time itself were all part of this stretching. But here lies the puzzle. If everything, including time, began with the Big Bang, what was there before? Was there even a before? When we say the universe came from nothing, it sounds simple, but in reality, it is one of the most confusing and misunderstood concepts in all of science. In everyday life, nothing means emptiness, like an empty room or an empty box. But physics tells us that true emptiness doesn't exist. Even what looks like empty space is filled with invisible activity. It is buzzing with quantum fields, energy fluctuations, and virtual particles that constantly pop in and out of existence for brief moments. So when scientists say the universe may have come from nothing, they don't necessarily mean an absolute void. They mean a state without stars, without planets, without matter or radiation. But not without laws, not without energy fields. It is a kind of quantum nothing, which is not truly nothing at all. One leading idea is that the universe emerged from a quantum fluctuation. In quantum mechanics, particles can appear from nowhere and vanish just as quickly, obeying the strange laws of uncertainty. What if our entire universe is one of these fluctuations, a bubble that simply lasted? In this view, the Big Bang wasn't the birth of something from pure emptiness, but rather the result of quantum energy behaving in ways we still don't fully understand. The late physicist Lawrence Krauss popularized this idea when he said, "Something can indeed come from nothing." According to Krauss, the energy locked inside space itself can give rise to particles, and in rare cases, perhaps entire universes. To him, the mystery of creation may not require divine intervention, but the strange and surprising power of physics itself. But quantum fluctuations are not the only explanation. Another fascinating idea is the multiverse hypothesis. According to this concept, our universe may be just one bubble in an unimaginably vast cosmic foam. Picture soap bubbles forming in a sink. Each bubble represents a separate universe, with its own laws of physics, its own version of reality, perhaps even its own dimensions of space and time. Our Big Bang could have simply been the birth of one such bubble. If this is true, then asking why our universe began may not be the right question. The real question would be, why does the multiverse exist at all? What set up the conditions for countless universes to appear? Some scientists take this mystery even further with the idea of a cyclic universe. Instead of one beginning, the universe could be eternal, going through endless cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. In this model, the universe expands in a Big Bang. Then, after billions of years, it slows down, collapses, and finally contracts back into a dense point. Then, in an immense release of energy, it bounces back into another Big Bang. This cycle could repeat forever. If true, the universe has no beginning, no end, only eternal renewal. But even if these scientific theories offer possibilities, they do not end the debate, because science alone cannot fully answer the deepest question. Why does something exist instead of nothing? Even if physics explains how universes can arise from quantum laws, we must still ask, where did those laws come from? Why should such laws exist at all? This is where philosophy and religion enter the discussion. Some thinkers argue that the very existence of physical laws points to something greater. A prime mover, a first cause, a creator or God, something outside space and time that set everything in motion. Others argue that asking who created nothing might itself be a flawed question. Maybe nothing, in the truest sense, never existed and never can exist. Perhaps existence is fundamental and non-existence is only an illusion of human thought. The truth is, we simply don't know. Our theories break down when we reach the beginning of time. The equations of physics stop making sense at the singularity of the Big Bang. And maybe the word before has no meaning at all, because time itself might have begun with the universe. The brilliant physicist Stephen Hawking once explained it with a simple analogy. He said, asking what came before the Big Bang is like asking what's north of the North Pole. There is no north of the North Pole, just as there may be no before the beginning of time. So who created nothing? The answer may be that nothing, as we imagine it, does not exist at all. Instead, our universe may have been born from the laws of quantum physics, from eternal cycles of expansion and collapse, or from realities that lie beyond human comprehension. The mystery of existence remains unsolved, and perhaps that is what makes it so powerful. The fact that we are here, conscious beings in a vast universe, able to ask these questions may itself be the greatest wonder of all. We do not yet know the final answer, but every discovery brings us closer to understanding our place in the cosmos. So next time you look at the night sky, remember this: the stars above you, the galaxies far away, and the universe itself may have all begun from what we call nothing. But that nothing might be far more mysterious and far more meaningful than we ever imagined. But before we close, let's consider one powerful argument that philosophers and scientists often return to. It is called the principle of sufficient reason. This principle says that everything that exists must have an explanation for why it exists, either in something else or in itself. If we apply this to the universe, then the universe must have a reason for existing. It cannot just be an unexplained brute fact. So what could that explanation be? Some argue that the explanation must lie outside the universe itself. Just as a painting points to a painter, the universe points to something beyond it. This something could be God, or a higher reality, or a timeless truth that grounds existence itself. Others disagree, saying that the universe simply exists without needing a cause, and that asking for a reason is just a human habit, not a law of nature. But whichever side you find more convincing, this argument highlights the true depth of the mystery. Even if science one day explains how the Big Bang occurred, we may still never escape the ultimate question: why is there something instead of nothing? And that brings us to the closing thought. The universe may have come from quantum fluctuations, from eternal cycles, or from the multiverse. Or perhaps it was created by a higher intelligence, or by laws we cannot yet imagine. We don't have the final answer, and maybe we never will. But perhaps the beauty lies in the search itself. The mystery is not a weakness,